We're back out here on the 64, and finally we got the parking lights to work. I can't believe all this time I've been chasing that down. It's funny because when I first started messing with this car, when I first put a battery in it, the parking lights worked on it. Well, then I started messing with getting the key switch, checking it, and changing the headlight switch and putting a dimmer switch on it. Well, there was a wire loose in the fuse panel box. It wasn't loose, it just wasn't hooked up. That little, yeah, you can see it, that red wire with the white stripe, that was laying underneath the terminal. And I got to thinking last night, I was like, what did I do in the beginning to make this quit working? Because the lights were working. So I grabbed a hold of them wires underneath there and just started wiggling them a little bit, and then I heard it spark a little bit, and then I noticed that the dash lights come on, because the dash lights wasn't working either. So then when I seen the dash lights come on, I was like, oh, there's got to be something loose on that cluster or something. But I just kept, so I crawled up underneath the dash and just started wiggling that a little bit, and I just moved it just a little bit, and then the lights would come on, and I'd let go and they'd come off. So then I was like, well, maybe it's in this fuse box. So I took it out, and sure enough, that wire, that red wire with the white stripe, was laying underneath the terminal, and it was just close enough to where it would touch it when you'd move the wires, and then, then it wouldn't. But that's, when I first started on it, I must have moved it enough to where it wasn't touching it at all, messing with the wires under there, rerouting them, and then the parking lights wouldn't work at all. So, but now they do work. Sorry about that. But let's check them out. So there's the dash lights are on. They're working now. See the turn signal. Well, the key switch has got to be on for that. There's a turn signal. Another turn signal. This guy says the parking lights are still working today. And there she's working. Let's see if the turn signal and the headlights are still blinking out here and still shining. There's that, the turn signal. Let's see. Headlights working, turn signal working. So everything works on this pretty much now, other than we got one more problem, which it should be an easy fix. I'll get everything put underneath the dash today and button back up like it should be. Put everything away. Now I know what the problem is. But now, yesterday, the driver's side rear taillight bulb, I couldn't get it to work after I got the parking lights to work. This did work, but what happened is where's that piece at? This little piece that goes inside there for the terminals, well, for whatever reason that was loose, so I had to take the terminal thing out. It was like not getting contact or whatever, so I got to go find another one of them today, put back in the housing, and then everything should work fine, because the passenger side's working fine, but I think where them little springs or something just wasn't making contact or broke, and it just felt funny putting a bulb in it, so need to go find a replacement of that. And then we should be able to put all the marker light back, the marker light lens back in, the headlight bezels, tail light covers back on, and then we got all the tie rods. We can get the car up in the air, get the tie rods put on it, change the tranny line. So we're gonna try to get some of that done today, but I'm going to run in town first and try to find a socket for that so all the lights are done on it. But I don't know, let's see if, and I did get that piece from Darren that he brought over. I did get it to work, so I got the throttle hooked up now, but let's see if she'll fire up. Let's see if the battery's not dead. Let me get in here, see what the oil pressure does. I ain't fired it up at all today either, so if the battery's up, it should start. amazing you don't even have to pump that carburetor to get it to start. Good old pressure, but oh, another thing, last night I started this up, let it run for a minute, and kind of revved a little bit, and it kind of sounded like the belt was squeaking on it, but I think the alternator, that old alternator is starting to lock up on it, so I do need to get that alternator changed, but no, she's almost ready. Getting a few more things knocked off the list to get done to it to get it roadworthy. Bam. It starts pretty good. We're just throwing it in there, but we'll run in town to get this light socket and try to get it fixed and get everything put back on it, and then we'll come back and maybe look at these tie rods and the tranny line. We'll get it up in the air and see what we can do with it. But we'll be back here in just a few. Well, it's a pretty nice day out today. Nice and cool. But we're headed down to Hillsboro. We'll run down there and see if we can find us a light socket, get the wagon put back together. So we'll be back here in just a few, but man, it's a nice day out today. We'll be back. I just made it back from Harbor Freight and I had to go to AutoZone to get this socket for the tail light. So I think I got that and some fittings to fit back into the original harness. I'm not cutting the harness up on it. So I got that figured out. I got some cotter keys for the tie rod ends and stuff, and then I got this, went ahead and got a tie rod end separator just to, I don't think I'll need it, but I just went ahead and picked one up while I was at Harbor Freight in case some tie rods are stuck. But like I say, I've got all the tie rods and the ends, inners and outers, loose sleeves. So, but I just got back here not too long ago, but we're going to get the tail light back in it, get all the lights hooked up, make sure everything's working again, and then I don't know if I'm going to get to it today now or not. It's pretty late in the day, but we're going to get it jacked up, do the tie rods, nut and bolt the underneath of it, and then I guess I might pull that rear bumper off tomorrow and finish buffing the tailgate and around the taillights and stuff while I got the taillights apart. And then we should be pretty much good to go. Maybe go get a tag next week and get it out on the road. But I'm actually on standby to maybe be going to Puerto Rico for a storm, but I'm not for sure yet. We're just on standby. There ain't nothing for certain yet. But hopefully, we might go there, and hopefully we might not. I don't know. But if we go down there, it might be a couple weeks before I get back on here, but come back from there, and then then we'll get some stuff done with it and get the rear wheels and tires for it and get the exhaust on it and get it out on the road and start having some fun with it. So, but I'll get this stuff put on it, and then I'll probably bring it back on the next video where we're at on it, what we got done. But this will be a little short one today, but we finally got the lights working, everything good on it now, and just get everything put back into place, and when we come back, we'll get some plugs and wires and cap and button, and motor sounds good, tranny feels good. We should be able to get her out on the road, get her out and do some burnouts. So, but until the next time, that's all we got for today. We'll get this stuff buttoned up, but we'll see you on the next one.